Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing some crafts. Now for a while I have put off creating some DIY decor for my home, but I finally have the time and I recorded my projects. So in the coming weeks I'm going to be uploading them. So if you're interested in knowing how to make some DIY decor for your home, please definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I upload a video. I made this yarn rainbow to decorate my kids' room with because I think it's cute, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I achieved that. Now for the frame of our rainbow, I'm going to be using the big sized flexible rods which you can get at your local beauty supply store. The rods come in pairs, so I'll be joining them to each other in order to elongate them. Now if you own flexible rods, you know that they are made with some foam wrapped around some metal to give it some frame. Now I just slide down the foam to reveal the metal inside, and then I unhook the button from the end. And now that latch, that hook where the button was, I'm just closing that up because we're going to be attaching the metal from the second rod to this. Now for the second rod, I just slide down the foam as well to reveal the metal, unhook the button, and then attach that metal to the first one. And then I end up closing up that latch so that everything is properly joined together. Now for the foam, I'm going to be using some glue to hold that in place, and once you apply the glue to the foam and you stick them together, it sticks pretty nicely. And there, our pair of flexi rods have become one. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest off camera, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Now once you're done attaching your flexi rods and you try to form your arc, you will see that they don't all line up appropriately. So what I'm doing here is to try to get the perfect lineup. So I just align the ends of each of the flexi rods to each other, and I'm holding that in place with some pins. Now as I start to form my arches, you can see that we have some excesses with the other flexible rods that we joined together. So I'll just grab a pencil and mark off where I need to cut so that when I'm ready to cut this, I don't make mistakes. Now to cut off the excesses, I don't have a metal cutter, so I'm just making do with my scissors. I align it properly, make sure that my markings are correct, and then with my pair of scissors I just cut the foam. Bear in mind that the metal is still within the foam, so you just cut the foam. Try not to break your scissors in the process, and you're just cutting around the metal, cutting the foam around the metal. Once you're done cutting the foam, you pull down the foam at the end to reveal the metal and then unhook the button from the end. Please reserve that button because you're still going to be needing it. Now to cut off the excess metal, I'm just using my scissors. I unhook this metal. Actually, I don't know why I unhooked it, but anyways, I unhook the metal and then I give it a cut. Please be careful not to cut directly beneath the foam. Give it about an inch away from the foam and then cut, because you're still going to be reattaching the button. Now to create a latch for our button, I'm just using my scissors to bend the metal to make it into like a latch or something. And then I hook my button and close up the latch, and that's how to resize your flexible rod. I'm done resizing my flexible rods now, so I'm just checking everything to see that it lines up appropriately. I ended up not having to cut the last flexible rod, that's the gray colored ones, because it lined up perfectly with my other arches, so I didn't need to cut that one. But every other one I had to cut. Yeah, every other one aside the pink and the gray. Now it's time to wrap the yarn around the rod. So what we're going to be needing for this is definitely our yarn and then some glue. I'm using UHU glue. So first things first, I was trying to figure out how I'm going to attach this thing, but I ended up tying it. I tied it twice around the button, you know, twice for more security. Now after tying this firmly, I apply some glue, not all around the arch, just a little at a time. I applied some glue to one side only, and then I started wrapping my yarn gently around the rod, trying to get it as close to each other as possible so that the pink color is not revealed under the brown color. We don't want color riot, so I just try to get it as close as possible as I can. I'm just adjusting as I wrap around to make sure that everything is close together and the pink color is not revealed. Now after you do a section at a time, you apply more glue and then you continue to wrap till you get to the other end. Now getting to the other end of the rod, we're going to do the same thing we did at the first end. We're going to tie this around the button twice so that it can be secure and not unravel. Now once you're done wrapping, you snip off the excess yarn and move on to the other rods. I'm done wrapping all my rods and this is what they look like. Now to keep my arches together, I just used a needle and thread to attach the bottom of the arches, you know, the parts where they are lying to each other, and then I also did that around the rainbow itself. Definitely we'll be needing some clouds for our rainbow, so I'm just using my white yarn to create some pom-poms. These will serve as our clouds. There are many methods to creating pom-poms, but I'm just going to be using the simplest method. Now I just wrap the yarn around my 4 fingers about 100 times. Yes, I think I did 100 times. I wrap it around my fingers 100 times, and once I'm done wrapping that, I just tie the middle with a shorter string of yarn and snip. Once we've tied the middle section securely, we cut through the loops that we have created, opening that up. While doing this, please try not to cut the tails of the string you used to tie it at the middle section. Now to make our pom-poms look a bit more compact, I'm just creating another center and then cutting around the edges in a circular direction. At this point, I still wanted it to look a bit more compact, so I'm just going to be doing some more trimming by holding the pom-poms in, you know, in between my thumb and my index finger, and I'm just giving this a good trim. And there, we're done making our pom-pom. All in all, with the amount of yarn I had, after wrapping my rod, I was able to make about 6 pom-poms. Now to attach the pom-poms to my rainbow, I'm just using small pieces of cardboard, which is just about the same width as my rainbow, and then I made some small incisions in the cardboard where I'm going to be sticking the tails of my pom-poms through. So I grabbed my pom-poms and I put in the tails in those snippings that I've created, and then I just tie it at the back to secure it. Now after we have attached our pom-poms to the piece of cardboard, we're just going to be using some UHU glue to stick that to our rainbow. So I'm just applying the glue right here on the cardboard, and after that I'm going to place the rainbow on top of that. Place it as close as possible so that the ends of your rainbow are not so exposed. I'm done attaching 2 pom-poms on each side now, and my small madam decided that she wanted to help me out, so I just have her help stick the remaining 2 pom-poms to the rainbow, just to cover up that space you see at the top of the pom-poms in pairs. Now for the corners that are yet to be covered up, I'm just applying a bit of glue to those places, and then I'm going to sprinkle some of those shavings that we did when we were creating our pom-poms to the glue, and that's just going to cover up those exposed areas. And this is the final result. That's it, guys. I really like how this turned out. I think it's really cute. I might do a review when I hang this up, but guys, if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, or you found it helpful, or you learned something new, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I would love to hear from you. Please let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.